Right.
And I feel very, very sure that right now is the moment that I chose to incarnate for.
Right.
I spent 20 years of my life in the music industry. Started out as a songwriter, and then the team I was working with, my sister and bestie, became Alicia Keys, and then we went on to be creative partners, and I was part of a management team for many years, and then just concurrent to that on this spiritual path and getting like every possible certification known to man, because I didn't know what else to do, right? Reiki, holistic health coach, Kundalini yoga teacher, shaman, priestess, like, somebody tell me what I'm here to do.
What are all these things I'm feeling? I'm sure so many of us resonate. I know that was just like, what's happening? I'm on Earth, but it doesn't feel like.
I need a tool. I need like 100 tools.
Give me a map. Give me a tool. Please, give me 100 of them.
Something. And I'm a mama, and I have a beautiful little boy, and we have a farm that we're cultivating called Rooted and Wild. And it's a regenerative arts farm and homestead apothecary. And our mission is to regenerate soil, soul, and spirit. And to gather a community of intergenerational, interdisciplinary artists to come together and get their hands dirty in the soil and to make and create more love and convene to figure out how are we going to birth this new emerging paradigm. And make art visible. Via love, so that we can shift the world and do our work and heal our shit, so we can
heal our shit and so we can shift. Yes. Did I
miss anything?
I know. I'm like, that was like, also just for everyone watching, that was like the tiniest tip of the iceberg of Erika's like portfolio resume of like the interdimensional her and the earth plane 3D her. So that you did a really good job, because there's so much to say, and every point I'm like, there's so much to talk about here, and every little thing you're saying, like with telling your parents that you were abused to death in a past life and then that you chose them. I'm just like, their reaction, they were just like, okay, cool.
I have to give it to them. I'm so grateful because they could have, they weren't like into any of this. They were like, oh, tell me more. They're like, oh, this is an interesting child. And luckily I was able to find the Many Lives, Many Masters book when I was 9 by Dr. Pine Weiss, and I was like, oh, okay, yes, you can remember your past life before the age of 5, and the veil's super thin. So I feel really grateful that my parents didn't shut me down when I came with this kind of outrageous tale. But I can still see the living room and the stairwell, and then in our shamanic journey that we went on together, when we went back into previous incarnations when we died, that was one of the ones that I visited, and I confronted the man who killed me, and it was really deep, and it was karmic, so it was sort of a retribution. So I was like, okay, my bad.
That's my favorite part about doing past life work, and I'm all over the place, but I have something I want to say to you. But we both initiated the same shamanic path. So up to that point I had done some past life regression work, but it wasn't until I went to shaman school and I got confronted with my past lives, and I was like, oh, I wasn't always the protagonist. I wasn't always the hero of this story. Turns out not.
I've stood in all of these shoes. Okay, got it.
I've been on every side of this coin. That's so okay. So much to talk about. One of the reasons that I wanted to especially talk to you and why I love talking to you is because to me you really have visionary energy, and you can strategize, see, harmonize things that are very big and out of the here and now, because right now there's so much to be present with, but I feel like we all are like looking for just what feels more expansive. The road that we're going down doesn't have, I don't think, it's not a road we've been down before. I don't think there's a road that's been carved spiritually, politically, socially. So this visionary energy is something that you embody and something I think is part of your gift to bring to the world. And you are an oracle, and you are a channel. And I think you do it in the practical realm and in the magical realm so beautifully. So I just wanted to kind of, yeah, like play a song from your heart, talk, pick your brain, however we want to call it, of like some of the things that feel present to you of what maybe we should be. I think everyone's looking for a little bit of like, what are we doing right now? You know, what are we doing? Again, on all realms, the practical, inspired action, sacred masculine, but also in the heart-centered, divine feminine receptivity and stillness. So I just wanted to sort of riff with you and see what feels present for you. Because I know you're tuned into a lot of different dimensions and different wisdom sources.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, so I mean, I think, you know, it's a lot of what I said in that video is there's this invitation to live multidimensionally right now. And the importance of that is because on the 3D plane, it's sort of where the source of these issues was born, and you can't really solve things at the same level with which they were created. And so there's a real need for us to get that elevated viewpoint, that vantage point of where is this going and what needs to be woven into this 3D plane so that we can evolve. And so that's why I talk a lot about understanding 4D and 5D. And 5D, and again, you know, there's far more dimensions than that. We're going to just deal with what I think is the most tangible and present. And 5D is where we start to get into, like I said, that place of unconditional love. And unconditional love not being like, oh, I love you, you're the best, you know. It's fierce. It's fierce love, but it's also, it can hold polarity with no judgment. It is a place of true oneness. And so there's no right or wrong in this dimension. Everything is happening in service to love. Love is having its way. And certainly right now, shit is falling to pieces because love is having its way.
Yes. Right? Yes.
This has to happen.
Yes.
And you know, it's hard to be with that because lives are being lost and people are in pain and people are suffering. And, you know, sometimes things like get worse or look like they're getting worse before they get better. And, you know, I liken it to, you know, when I do a cleanse or something and I have die off and it's not pretty. And I feel sick and my head hurts and it's like I might throw up and it's, you know, all of the poisons and toxins in my body are dying off, and that's what we're experiencing right now, a great die-off of the toxicity of the past thousands upon thousands of years. And so we need to understand that love absolute, where, you know, all of us are one and all of us are equal and all of us belong and all of us have access to the same, you know, brilliance and beauty and abundance and fertility and bliss and joy and peace, you know, that we are all divine expressions of that. We have to kind of know that that's the truth of who we are, to bring that down into this realm so that we can move, that everything we do moves with that, you know. And I struggle a bit with how to you know, with how we are taking action in this moment, because I think we all want to do something.
Yes.
But I don't know that we're sourcing from the most high frequency vibrational place in what we do. You know, so like, you know, there's, like I wrote in my post today, there's this call for justice and we want the police locked up, you know, and it's like, what does that even mean? We're just locking people up, and what's happening to these people?
Yeah.
You know, like, so that's why. Okay. What am I here? Did I get paused?
You froze right after. What does that mean? you dropped the truth bomb, and then the Instagram froze for a second.
You got me?
I got you, girl.
Hello? Hello?
Hi. I can hear you.
Am I back?
Yes. Let me see.
Hello?
Can you hear? No, frozen. Facts. Too much truth for the Instagram airwaves to handle. Maybe I'll log off and see if we can log back on with Erika. Hold, please, everyone. We're back. Can you guys hear Erika? I can't hear her. Okay, let's see. Hi, everybody. We're back. Hi, my YouTubers. We're back. Oh, hi, Darcy. Hi. I'm just going to give Erika a second to come back on. She lives up on the farm. That country Wi-Fi cannot handle sometimes the truth bombs. So obviously you guys can tell why I love Erika already. I'm sure. I'm gonna get my good filter on. I know sometimes she struggles with her Wi-Fi, and she has so much she's transmitting out into the world. Ooh, this is really intense. So if you have any questions for Erika, let us know. She's trying to get back. Let me just text her that it's all. I love Erika because she holds a space. She is like a true high priestess, and she holds so much space, and she has done so much in her life, and she has so much, I think, like that earth, the 3D experience, but she's always wanting to bring things out to a higher level of consciousness. So it feels really grounded to me, and I hope that if she comes back on to share, if she can get on, or even just not what she's saying before this, is like pulling from this place right now for all of us, this place of like unconditional love and how important that is. I wanted her to speak on it because it's, I think she has a lot to say. And obviously, like as a biracial woman, I want to like listen to her right now, as we're all like learning to listen more. Arden, I was thinking about you as part of why I wanted to have her on too. Is her Rooted and Wild farm is going to be such a place to anchor this and to practice this. Here she comes on, and I hope a model for many, many other farms and spaces. I hope that it can be used as like a template or a model for other people, especially people like you, Arden. Hi, I was explaining the country Wi-Fi plus the high vibrational truth bombs.
Yeah,
it's a combo.
Are you sure they're ready for this?
Just say, do you know, like you're talking the whole time, like your intro, and it's like fine, and the second that you're you're like, I don't know if we should be locking police up, and let's think about that, and let's pull from a higher source, and it was just like Wi-Fi out.
Wait a minute. This is not part of our regularly scheduled programming.
Welcome to Life with Erika Rose.
Oh, fuck. Damn it.
So you were talking 5D.
Oh,
we were talking.
Why is this happening?
Is it frozen again? You're fine. To me, you're fine.
I'm okay. I don't know. It's freezing. Damn it. Okay. Are we okay?
I'm good. Yeah, you're groovy.
Okay. So let's see. Let's backtrack.
Where were we?
The point is, we all need healing. We're all traumatized, and we're all puking up, projectile vomiting our trauma onto each other.
Yes.
When my son, we all have so many opinions about everything, right? So when my son is, angry and he's throwing stuff, which doesn't happen often, but he's 5. He's gonna have a little rage moment, right? intergenerational trauma wants me to be like, boy, you've been so, you know, I want to like, you know, my programming tells me that what he's doing is wrong. He needs to go in his room. And if you don't do that, I'm going to, but the conscious me, who doesn't want to recapitulate intergenerational trauma, says something must be wrong for him to be acting that way. I sit with him and I say, what's the matter, baby? Do you need a hug? 9 times out of 10, he goes from to hugging me.
I feel that, you know, so deeply on a personal level.
What's going on for us? We don't know how to hold each other's anger. Why are people angry? Why are people angry? Right. And do we have it in us to say, what's wrong? Do you need a hug? Oh, and if I did something, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. I will do better next time. Now that I know that that hurt you. You know, it's basic. It's so basic, but we're so lost in blaming everybody for everything that we like, because what, I'm better than you? You're better than me? We're all fucking in this shit together. Yeah. We've all been entrained in this shit. And if we don't each take it upon ourselves to do this, it's like, you know, I've been really getting into my chart lately because I spent my life going to astrologers, and I'm like, I really need to be able to just do my own shit. Like, what gives? You know, like, I should understand this. And, you know, I joke with you because I'm like, all I care about is my midhaven, my north node, and my Pluto. Like, let's just cut to the chase.
I love when you said that to me.
What's my career gonna be? And like, what's my destiny? Like, that's all I really care about.
What's fucking shit up along the way with the Pluto? And just let's figure it out.
Like, that's what I want to know, you know? And all these, you know, astrologers like, oh, your 4th house. Oh, wow, you had a really tough childhood. Wow, is something going on? It's like, yeah, but I know that shit already. Tell me something I don't know. You know?
I lived it. I processed it.
I'm like, wow, how intelligent that I chose this particular chart, because in this lifetime, I really needed to work through codependency and enmeshment. You know, I really needed to work on that, so I was gonna get my master's degree in that. But it's like, you know, I chose to have a white mother and a black father, because at this moment on the planet, you know, you can't undo that from me. A father who was raised as a Roman Catholic and a mother who was raised as a Jewish woman. You can't unseparate that. So I'm holding all of it in my being. These supposed contradictory, you know, things, right? I'm first generation on my father's side. My father's an immigrant, came here with his family with not much, and created a great success, you know? So I'm holding that. I'm holding, you know, the understanding of what it means to immigrate to this country. So it's like, you know, I know that I chose it with all the fun shit that came with it, you know, because it's making me who I am here now. So if we could all uplift out of the victim consciousness, and recognize that we chose everything. I chose that last incarnation where I was abused to death at the age of 7 because I needed to snip that contract with with that dude, with whatever happened in the previous incarnation. And the deal was, you're gonna get to come back. You're gonna get killed. You're gonna be 7, but then it'll be a quick turnaround, because that's a trauma to your soul, and you'll get to go up and come back quick, and you'll have some choices. I was like, deal. I'll take it.
Take it, no backsies. I want it. Take it. Done.
Got it. You know, so it's crazy to think, but it's like, I wanted to have a Mother Earth birth in my cabin with my baby, you know, barefoot in the pool, and I'm in there and I'm laboring, you know, for 24 hours or whatever, and the midwife and everything, and playing the chant music, and it's like, you know, here I am, Mama Earth. Ooh, it'll be my birth. Ooh. And then, because, you know, they just try and give people C-sections, and, you know, you know, I had a whole narrative. That's true. But still, I was like on some shit, right? So here we go. The midwife's like, he's coming. He's going to be here in 10 minutes. I'm like, okay, here he comes. You know, I didn't really look like that. I looked like hell. I was tired. I was so tired. But anyways, then they were like, oh, we lost his heartbeat, you know? And I went to the hospital, and had a C-section, and it was totally traumatic, and he almost died, and I almost died, and the whole situation. And I was so distraught because I was like, what happened? I thought I did everything right. And I was like, no, you needed to go through that so you can have compassion for other women who've gone through this. So I'm saying all of this to say that all of our lived experience and all of the mess and the adversity and the this and the that is what we're supposed to take and turn into our medicine.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Transmute the pain into the gift.
Yes.
Transmute the rage, the pele, the fire into the passion.
Yes.
We're alchemists.
Yes.
We're alchemists. And our only job here is to completely embody our absolute fucking brilliance.
Yes.
So whatever we got to do that,
yes,
and liberate ourselves and liberate each other,
yes,
that is why we are here. That
yes.
is what I'm interested in. So I'm not just into the same old shit because it's going to make somebody feel better that, it should look like this to make a change. We need to do better. We need to be smarter.
Yes.
We need to be more expanded and evolved.
Elevated.
And so that's why I talk about the 5D and then the 4D. At the 4D, there are beings that have a level of understanding about how to maneuver.
Yes.
And if we don't, and these aren't all, when I say there's polarity there's folks who have, a particular, it feels like a malicious intent to us because they're acting in a particular way. But what I understand is that it's their curriculum. They're on a curriculum right now to basically be with this energetic. It's not personal to us. It's not really about us. It's about this particular soul group's agreement and the energies that they're being with. However, we are at the receiving end of it. And so again, to not be a victim about this, but to have command, we need to hop up into 4D too. And be like, oh, that's how you do this? Oh, that's how you know what I mean?
Oh, that's how you play and transmute with this.
Okay,
yes.
Because we have that power. We've got all
Thank
this
you.
in us, right? So let's up-level, upgrade the OS system through your daily practice.
Upgrade, daily practice.
Daily practice.
Daily practice.
Shit's sitting there. It keeps coming up like, bloop, system upgrade ready. And we just be like, not now.
Not now, right.
Bloop,
and we wonder why we're operating on MacBooks 1995. Yeah, we're on Windows 95, spiritually.
Daily practice, mind training, heart opening, grounding, being with what is, facing it. It's very courageous to be with your stuff.
Yes.
Now just fucking get to it already.
Now we gotta get to it. Because you know what? This is not, it's,
your own ass,
right.
Clean up your dishes after you eat. Take care of your shit. You know what I mean? It's cool.
Right.
We all got it.
We all got it. But now we gotta do something with it.
I remember I spent so much of my life, feeling like my pain was so unique and special. My trauma was so special.
Yeah.
And then somebody pulled me aside and was like, you are an adult child of an alcoholic. And I got a book, and I'm like reading the book, and I was like, I'm a statistic. There was nothing special about my pain. It was like 99.9% of families are dysfunctional. I was like, wait, what?
But that was my thing.
That was my special thing that I didn't read from a dysfunctional family.
Right.
We're all dysfunctional.
We're all dysfunctional.
Okay, boom, do the work. Okay, cool, great. Because we got to get to the next level. And we got to know that we can truly code. I talk about coding, right? I'm talking about upgrading because literally I see it like that. I see like computer code.
Yes.
It like runs. And so we can become masterful at this.
Yes.
And start to really shift the way that we're moving. And as long as we're more to 5D, divine principles of truth and love and freedom, then the way we're coding is going to be in a way that works for everyone.
Yay. Yes.
But thank you for the other shit because we need to be pushed. That's why this outrage right now, this outrage is good. Yes. We were all taking a big ass fucking nap around here. I don't know what was happening. funny to me. Like, I chuckled because there's there's this great awakening happening. White people are, not all white people, but many white people are kind of waking up to this. Like, and I'm like, wow, like, y'all really never knew? Like wow.
How asleep was there an Ambien on top of melatonin on top? Like, how asleep were we?
I'm sorry, but it's not their lived experience.
Yeah.
I grew up being looked at. I grew up having weird comments said to me. That was, my father said to me when I was 5, my son's age, which I can't imagine saying this to my son right now, but I'm so glad that he did. He was like, you are 3 of the most hated things in the world. You are Black, you are Jewish, and you are a woman. So you better be next fucking level, because that's what it's going to take for you to cut through in this world. And he did everything in his power to make sure that I had what I needed to do that. And so I was very aware at a very young age. I didn't get it completely, because I was just like, I thought it was the coolest thing. I was like, oh yeah, all right, everybody's at my party, like, this is so beautiful.
I'm at all the parties. I'm at the crossroads of everything.
I'm at the crossroads. I was like, I'm just one big ass intersection. I love it. I'm like a roundabout. Which way you want to go?
What do you want to do? What do you want to do? Who wants to hang out with me? I got something for everyone.
I got blintzes and gefilte fish over here. I got like the Holy Communion over here, and I got a bat mitzvah back here. I got it all for you. What you want?
I know.
But it's like, wow, we've really been fucking asleep around here.
Yeah.
So, okay, 2020 coming in strong.
2020 vision, open the eyes.
Open. Hey. I'm like, I am here for the eye opening.
I am loving it.
I'm like, where y'all been? Where y'all been at? We late. Let's go. No.
That's why everything's happening at once, because we're late. We're late. We're like, let's wrap this up in a year, I guess, because we have things to do. Because 2021 has a whole different thing happening.
Yeah, we're going to be in this for a few years,
yeah.
So, I keep saying it's a marathon, not a race, which is why we really want to, I've got people who hit me up like, I just woke up this morning and was awakened, like really people are having big awakening experiences. And I'm like, oh my God, my heart goes out to those people the most, because I can't imagine what it must be like to come online and not have had, practices or support system. I mean, I thrive so much on the support that I have and the folks that I can call up and be like, yo, I astral travel to blah, blah, blah dimension, and you're never gonna believe what they said. They'd be like, I know, me too. Like, I need that so much in my life. So I feel for folks who don't have a practice, and I want to, to share whatever I've got to share, and all the tools that I've learned all these years to help people get grounded, get sturdy, do their work, heal, and up level, so that we can all be liberated and all be in love. So, it's happening, but it's going to take, we're going to be in this for a while. So what's really important to me right now is for people to be in sovereignty. Like, this is a warning moment, the whole situation that's gone on. So make sure you have access to growing your own food, even if it's only on your balcony. Shore up your economic situation. School yourself on, just school yourself on all the different aspects of sovereignty, because now is a moment to really make sure that you and your loved ones have what they need so that we can ride it out. Because it's going to be a minute. It's going to be a minute. And so, like I say, I feel we are death doulaing. It's our responsibility to death doula this time, and then also midwife in the new paradigm. But it's going to take a while. It's a big laboring and a big deathing. Yes. So we need to really be strong and get our vessels tight and in tip top shape. We're in training, and be very aware, be very cognizant, because this Blackout Tuesday, girl.
Oh, girl, shall we just talk about that as an example of some of what I would say?
I lost a whole day of my life behind Blackout Tuesday. And I just tell you, I really did. I was just like, I just put a big ass FX on the daggone calendar. I'm like, that day blacked out my day. That one day of my life is blacked out permanently. They really got me with that one. Ooh, I feel the anger coming back. But that's a great example. It's like, we just want to hop on some shit.
Right.
Do our research. Feel. A lot people hit me and said, you know what? I woke up this morning feeling like something wasn't right. Trust that shit.
Yeah, trust that.
Your gut. Trust your intuition. You know.
Yes.
You know.
Yes.
You are God incarnate.
Yes.
Don't give that power away to people, man. Look, think bigger. Think brighter.
Yes.
You know? So yeah, something was wrong with that. That was a whole whack situation. And we just, people just was like, boop, falling in. Oh, I'm doing something. No, you're not doing something.
Right.
And it's cool. I'm not mad at you. I'm just saying, wake up.
Just
and do your mental practices,
think,
because you need to
feel.
be able to, like, look, we're being barraged with information. And you need to be so on top of your situation and clear that it's like, oh, false alarm, truth. Oh,
truth.
You need to know what the resonance of truth and the resonance of some bullshit. And let's not be followers for the sake of feeling like we're doing something. We're not out here doing anything if we don't understand what we're moving towards.
Girl, I'm so happy I'm recording this for YouTube, because everyone needs to listen to this every morning when they wake up.
I don't even know what I'm saying.
Just keep the channeling. Right. Listen, this is why I love you, respect you, value our time, because you put into words finding your resonance of truth is so important, because the trends come and go, and there's manipulations that happen. And again, nothing bad speaking to them, but that's just an energy. And like this time to be in command of that, and to take a deep breath before we jump on something because we want a quick fix or because we want to react from that 3D space. Thank you, Erika Rose. I woke up that morning, same thing, and I was like, what is this? But of course, you want to get curious, like, what? This?
Stay
and then
curious. That's
I was like,
great place to be curious.
What is this? How does this feel in my body? How does this feel to me? Who's doing this also? Who's telling us to do this? And then I was walking on my morning walk and being like, okay. Because, as a white presenting woman, I'm like, well, I don't want to not show solidarity, but I just did something yesterday that I was going to be quiet for the week and only amplify melanated voices. So I don't think I need to post a black box. And the black box feels like a crystal candy Disney packaged thing, the trend thing. Like, this feels...
It's a Band-Aid. We live in a Band-Aid
this
culture.
This feels like a Band-Aid.
Throw a Band-Aid on it.
Yes.
So that's why we're disconnected. We don't even know what the resonance of truth feels like.
Right.
When your stomach hurts, someone goes, oh, here, you can take this pill.
Yes.
It's like, no, your stomach is telling you something.
Yes.
What did you just eat?
Yes.
Right? Or if it's not about food, like, that's where, you know where you source that ping from.
That ping.
Where does that ping come from?
Yes.
Is it if your stomach is going, or you feel a little tightness in your chest, or some, these are signs. Our bodies are talking
discomfort,
to us.
dis-ease.
That's how we start to condition ourselves to know about the resonance of truth. But no, we just want to pop a Band-Aid on some shit. Nobody wants to get down to the root cause of something. We need to get down to root causes, and we need to pull them roots out and heal from the source. Not at the end of the line. It's like, okay, I'm going to try and go here again. They might cut me off again, but...
Here we go, everyone. We might lose you because some source consciousness...
It's like my whole thing with even, like, the police force. There's a lot that needs to happen there. Agreed, okay? I have some thoughts about all that I don't know if I'm supposed to share, so I'm just gonna keep on going. But why are these cops racist?
Why?
They didn't just become a cop and become racist.
Right.
They didn't just become a cop and become, like, traumatized and think that they could just be killing people. Why is that happening?
Mm-hmm.
Where did that start?
Mm-hmm.
Take me to the root of that issue, because we're all upset about police officers, but how did they get to be like that?
How are they raised? Where is this root? I'm picturing what we talk about in shamanism of, like, the root of the stream. Like, at the root of the stream, the source, you can dictate, you can see where the river flows, you can change with a touch of the finger how the root flows. But the bottom of the source, like the Mississippi River, you put your finger in, it does nothing. So this source, this, like, source analogy, thank you, Erika, for speaking truth to this, because it's not the quick fix and it's not the Band-Aid. And we all have to take accountability. And like you said before, the victim consciousness, like, we need to step out of that, because that's disempowering for everyone.
Yes.
Ooh.
all of our power back to us through space and time, right here, right now. Just feel it. Just allow your eyes to close and feel all of your power through space and time coming right back into it. And in fact, say, I'm calling all of my power back to me right here, right now through space and time. All of my power back to me right now.
Yeah.
Through all the dimensions, through all the timelines. But I'll tell you something, that in order for you to embody all of your power, your heart must be open.
Chills on
chills. It is the
chills.
only way to hold the magnitude of who you really are. Heart open. And that is a scary, vulnerable place to be. But that is our work. Opening our hearts, because when our hearts are open, then all of us will come back to us. And then we are the giants that we are here to be.
Then we stand in that absolute fucking brilliance, as you always say, because we hold space in that heart opening.
I don't know what else there is to do.
What else is there to do?
I don't know what else there is to do.
What else?
What else? What else? What else?
And I love in that heart opening too, we hold duality in that space, and we hold it all.
Yes.
And we hold,
exactly.
We also hold honoring other people's truth, because when we're being fed something, we only know one truth. But once you tune into the resonance, for me to practice being grounded with my heart open, listening to that ding of my truth, once I have that experiential knowledge, I can never look away. I can never discredit, and I can never discredit your truth, Erika. Because when you tell me you feel that in your body, I know how powerful that is. So I say, okay, I'm listening. Tell me what you feel, because I know how powerful that is.
Because I'm your reflection, and I have something for you.
Yes.
You know, it's like all the people, you know, some of my greatest teachers, one might call an enemy, or that person did me dirty. That person, me and that person agreed before we got here that person would lower their frequency enough to cause me harm. And that person's an angelic being.
Yes.
That person is a high frequency being, because we all are. That's what we all source from. But they agreed to come in here and lower their vibration, which is extremely painful. It's hard to be human, and it's really hard to be a bad human. I'll tell you. It's really hard to be a shitty human. It's much harder, I'll tell you. So that person agreed to do that so that I could know forgiveness. I can weep behind that. I can weep behind that. And I have, and I do. So, of course, we have trouble holding the complexity of the human experience. This whole, this trendy thing that happened, the cancel culture.
Yes, I know you and I.
That's some immature shit,
yes.
y'all. We all walking around here like a bunch of toddlers, man. We got to level up. My kids got more sense than most of us. Yeah. Most children do. And it's not enough. It's not enough to say, well, the children are the future. We need to get our shit together. Now is the time. So it's like get right or get left.
Yeah.
Because guess what? I've been to where we're going, and it is great. And I want to see y'all there. So you could choose. You could choose the reality that you're going to end up living in. What's it going to be?
Right.
But you got to do the work. This is not, it sounds like paradise, but it is grunt work. When the universe hires you to go to work, it is grunt work. It is blood, it is sweat, it is tears, it is tears, it is tears, it is blood, it is sweat.
And a lot of it's inner work that no one sees or validates or celebrates. There's not a quantifiable post to post about it. Like,
you're not gonna get a diploma for that shit.
I just overcame intergenerational trauma and didn't project it upon my son. Like, is there a like?
There's not gonna be a little thing next to your name that's like Erika Rose Santoro.
There's no initials after your name after that.
Grew the fuck up. No.
Grew the fuck up. Magna cum laude.
Grew the fuck up.
And this is why it's hard, because it's hard, A, and then B, there's not a lot of recognition after it. Minus what we just talked about, that this feeling and this knowing, and it is inner.
And I feel tremendously. I'm not wobbled.
On the other side of it, and and we're all still learning and listening, but you, I think, are someone who also went through this on the earth plane to get a little ahead of us, so now to be our guide. Because you're like, you know, you're here and I've watched you and I've watched you transform and transmute, and I've watched you have moments where it felt like it was going to break you, and then it did not. It burst you wide the fuck open. And so if everyone watching this, just to follow Erika's lead of like, it's, there is a path and this is it, and it's not, and it's completely humbled and grounded in practicality and real world. This is not love and light bullshit. This is not spiritual bypassing. Please, please, this is so much deeper than that, but expanding your container, like you said, getting the mind right, getting the heart open, getting grounded, being aware, and your practice. Like,
that's it.
Your practice is so humbling, and you have taught me so much about that, and you have expanded my container for what is possible on earth. So thank you for that.
Thank you. Thank you for being a sister and someone that I can call to talk about my actual travels with.
Always. Always. I love our text message chain and our thing. She's like, so interdimensional being just told me. And I'm like, yeah.
Tell me more about that.
I'm like, what do they look like? Did they have like the thing on here? Or is it the one who talks in that funny voice?
Thank you, Maddie. I feel really strong right now. I'm not wobbling at all. And I know that everything and all of this, I went through, you saw me through a very deep time of loss on every level, health and money and career and identity and friendships and all of that. And they kept saying to me, this is happening because your people are about to go through lots of loss and you need to know how to navigate it. And so I understand that why that happened, and I'm here on the other side, and I'm not like, you know, I'm still late on my mortgage. Straight up. I'm not kidding. You know?
It's good to know.
It's true.
It's good to know.
However, I'm not wobbling at all. I know exactly the path forward. And so I am here to be in deep service. So y'all are invited.
So that also, I want to, we'll keep going and riffing, but just in case we get cut off, what's really important here is the action step. I think if people are like me, heart is lit up when you hear this truth. What you're feeling in your belly, listening to Erika talk, is your truth, cutting through all of the cloud and the fog of everything else that you might have been experiencing. And Erika, because I know you have some fun stuff you're working on. What would be an invitation of how to work with you in an accessible way so people could sit in this and begin to learn and cultivate their practice and these tools you spoke of?
I am working on several things, but ways to travel through some of this in community in a regular way. And I'm hoping that I can be able to share that in the next week or two. So on my channel, you will see the great invitation for us to be together and do this work. Yes. And it would be my great honor to steward and shepherd and guide and be a support in any way that I can, because if you're committed to standing in your absolute fucking brilliance, I am here for that. I will be your biggest fan, but I am not here for your bullshit. And I'm going to call you on that shit because I love you so much.
Cosmic Mama. The Mama. Cosmic Unconditional Mama. Love. It loves you so much. It will not stand for the bullshit.
I love you so much. I'm so serious.
Yeah.
But your shit ain't going to slide with me. I have tremendous compassion for it, and I will hold you in it, but I will hold you to task to get your shit done. So if you're about it, and you committed, and you want to do the work, and you're here for your absolute fucking brilliance, then what I'm about to offer will be something for you.
It's going to be extraordinary, a super powerful container, and I commend you just on how you're synthesizing so much and creating this multiple offerings, and I feel like everyone definitely follow Erika Rose, obviously at her Instagram here. She also does amazing Instagram TV like channeling from her oracular like guidance from her guides, which are such a gift to me. They've helped me so much through this. and all of her channeling always helps me. And we'll obviously make the announcement of when her offering goes live here, because we're working on it. It's about to crown the head. It's crowning almost. We're just in dilation right now. So
Well, I think I'm fully dilated.
fully dilated. So we'll be announcing that, and it's gonna be, I think, part of. I don't want to say it's what's missing, because I don't speak enough to know every offering in the world right now. But to me, it has the resonance of truth in this offering that I think people who want to stand in their absolute brilliance and who want to hold all of this and this heart open, grounded, honoring the duality, and just stepping the fuck up for themselves and for humanity.
And everyone. This is for the collective. This is for all of us.
Yes.
And the 7 generations to follow.
No big deal. 7 generations. Waiting on you to
I'm actually doing a workshop next week at the virtual Spirit Weavers gathering about embodying your fucking brilliance. It's going to be like a kind of like little mini accelerator session. I don't know how people are going to sign up, but I will be bringing whatever I can to whomever shows up there. So if that's of interest to anyone, they can join me.
Yeah.
And there's a host of gorgeous beings teaching gorgeous things.
I love that.
Sign up for something.
Sign up for something. It's a weaving.
It'll be time well spent.
It'll be amazing.
Yeah.
Good. Okay, I love that.
Thank you for having me.
I love
Maddie.
you.
Yes.
I love you so much.
I love you.
And we'll definitely have to have you on again soon, because these are the conversations that I am truly, emphatically here for. Like, really, thank you for just, I feel like I'm
ranting. Thank you for ranting.
My heart, whenever I talk to you, it's like my heart has a new voice and is saying it in such a good way. My heart, my moon, like my Pisces moon is like, what she said.
Thank you for having me on to rant for 1 whole hour.
I love it. And we only broke the internet like once, which is good. Erika, I love you. Have the most beautiful day. Thank you to everyone for joining, your comments. I was watching them come through. Thank you for your support and your openness. You're all beautiful.
Thank you to whoever is here and whoever watches this. I'm grateful for you.
Yes.
Keep up the good work.
Keep up the good work, everyone. Keep it up. I love you, Erika. Bye.
Love you, baby.
Bye, everyone. This was a good one. Watch this one over and over again. Erika has so much truth to speak. I love everyone. Have a beautiful, safe weekend. And yeah, just stay grounded in your brilliance.